You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumpin' where the dame late, bunch of train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
I think of the start defense, just the effort and job you guys did defensively tonight.
I love the effort. Probably one of our better defensive performances against this group. So I think we're leaning into our defensive identity. That's not going to turn. You step on the floor, we got to guard. So our group is doing that. Obviously that gave us a chance tonight. Turned them over. Won the possession game significantly. Gave ourselves a shot tonight. So just need a few more buckets.
What did you? Was it? I mean, just looking at it, you like shot quality. What did you see on the offense?
I'll go back and watch it. Obviously, I think it's gonna be a pretty good shot quality when it's all said and done. I think obviously they're a very good defense, taking away the paint. Z at the rim against them is going to be a challenge. They were draped all over Murph. Murph had a hard time out there, but I loved how he's fighting, he's battling. These are the steps you got to go through, though. This is part of his journey. This is you get the primetime matchup, and I think he's doing a heck of a job. And I don't see him backing down at all. He's taking the fight, taking on the challenge. Obviously, that first quarter, I thought we should have been up double digits in that first quarter. The way we were guarding, the stops we were getting, the looks we were getting, they just didn't drop. Then you have a little bit of a lead there, and you can build on that into the second quarter. But in general, we just continue to battle, make or miss, and that's what you got to be. That's what good teams do. Make or miss. You're a defensive team. You get stops. You give yourselves a shot. And I thought our group did that tonight. Plus the offensive boards, 21 offensive rebounds. We just didn't convert. They converted more of their offensive rebounds, even though they had less. So we could have done a better job there as well.
This road trip as a whole, going back to Memphis, what did you like about what you kind of learned about this group during this little 3-game stretch?
They're capable of playing with anybody in the league. Period. This team is growing, especially the way we're guarding, the physicality. I see an identity of physicality, edge, toughness out there. We got to continue to build on that. And overall successful road trip. Obviously we wanted this one. We got to go home, rest up, have a good practice, and get ready for one on Friday. Good? Thank you.
All right. Shout out to the Pale Faithful for all things Pelicans. We in this thing for it. Pels falls short in OKC 104 to 95. Pelicans. Man, it was a chippy affair, to be honest with you, fam, in this one. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you for being in this installment of PPR. Y'all do us a service, man. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and feel free to fill up the comment section with your thoughts on why you thought that what happened in the game, man. Let us know in the chat, as well as hit the like button and the share button. Shout out to Steph and Jacob, Daniel, Lavelle. Big ups to the faithful. Appreciate y'all for being in this live. Big Q, DC. In the recap, DC, man, listen, chippy affair, very handsy. We know what OKC can do offensively. We also know what they can do defensively. We see a lot of stuff in their building, some home cooking on some stuff. But like I said, they're difficult at home, 21-5 in their building, and they got away with a lot of stuff. But ultimately, man, in the end, they closed the deal. We didn't have enough stops. We didn't have enough offense. A few things. So, what's your take on it before we get into it?
I mean, we know what it is, man. You're going against the champs last year. The ref's not going to be on your side. I mean, the calling tonight was just atrocious. But you didn't do yourself any favors, man. You can't come out there and be cold as Bluebell ice cream, cold as North Dakota, man. You can't go to OKC and expect to win a game, like that. I do think they did what they needed to do defensively, as you heard Borrego point out. Looking at this game, you didn't feel horrible watching it until the calls happened and just all of the fouls, man. And it's like you can't really be aggressive with them and physical with them, and that's all they're trying to do is out muscle and physical you. It's just a really weird brand of basketball, and it's kind of ugly. But if you watch the Thunder games, that's how it is, man. They kind of muck stuff up and get to the line, and they go on these runs and have these spurts, and they get back to doing that. I hate watching them, really. I mean, watching Shea it's like a less entertaining version of James Harden with what he had going on with the Houston Rockets. Although, that was a little more watchable to me. But as far as the Pels tonight, man, we had to go to Zion more for this game. But, I mean, OKC is a hell of a defensive team, and all he wants to do is score in the interior. And as you can see, they wasn't really going for it tonight. He got that mid-range going a little later in the game, man. I thought we probably should have went to that a little earlier. And you probably could have built something off of that. Zion going 8 for 11, man. And why is he only taking 11 shots? He played 33 minutes, and everybody's cold, ice cold, cold as everybody was in Louisiana yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is he only taking 11 shots? Zion should have had at least 20 shots. Trey definitely was invisible tonight. He can't have duds like that. And you just needed a little bit more out of everybody across the board, man. I thought Yeesh probably should have got some more minutes, more than 21, but Borrego's making it clear he doesn't want to play Yeeves and Queen together. And I thought Queen, he did a really good job defensively tonight, man, based on what I'm used to. I ain't saying he was perfect, but a lot more energy, intensity, and effort. I've seen him really hustling on a lot of those closeouts and stuff, coming up with some blocks, really fighting for the board. So the rookie had something going, defensively, but man, his offense took a hit, man. He's just kind of putrid offensively tonight to me. Watching Queen, man, got high expectations for the big fella, but Yves came in there, man, and provided a median spark, and I think a combination of playing more of him, maybe finding somebody else on the bench. Hint, hint. I don't know why Jordan Poole ain't getting the game at all. Obviously, they gotta have a trade lined up, man, because this is not making any sense for him to have a DNP, especially on a night like tonight when we just were dying for scoring. And those 12 points or so you probably could have got out of Poole, if not more, depending on how long you would have played him, man. Could have been a difference in the game. But obviously, you could say the same thing about getting Zion the ball more, a few more trips to the free throw line, a few more field goals, man. Never know, you could have been looking at a dub.
Yeah, we need more offense in this one, man, and in this game, man. If you look at some of the individual statistics, man, just watching the game, great. That's a very, very good point to make about Zion Williamson only having 11 attempts tonight in this matchup when we could have used more. OKC does what it does, man. It mucks up things defensively. They get physical with you. They rough you up. And the way you have to, you can't be a guy or a team that's not used to of that type of style of play. You have to be able to match that physicality. You have to be able to match them that way. And OKC take advantage. They love playing the passing lanes. They like putting their hands on you. Lou Dort has extended a lot of leeway in these games. He really is. The holding of Yves on that jump ball, him grabbing his arm and pulling it down, him physically allowed to grab and hold on and latch on to players during the game. And we talked about it before, man. This is one of the situations where I wouldn't have mind Borrego getting that tech, DC. I wouldn't have mind him doing
Man,
that,
Borrego should
just
have
to
got
get his team.
ejected, man. He should have got
He should,
ejected this game.
yeah,
Borrego should have had the attitude that Jeremiah Fears had. At the end of the game, man. How you seeing everybody out there getting hacked? And man, Lou Dort was fouling Zion off the ball, man. They wasn't doing nothing from the opening tip. I'm like, man, look at this shit. You know what I'm saying? That Borrego, he just over the and the referees here all nice and calm. What you call them, Q, in the post game, the pregame, the pre
Spanish Willie.
Spanish Willie.
I mean,
Spanish Willie, man.
he won't. I mean,
Like.
Borrego ain't gonna bust a grape, man. I mean, that's just what he do. And you have to.
He was yelling all that violent shit, man. What Lexus was talking about.
Nah, it was all ceremonial because in the end,
but that what he did. That was his "You got the fight" speech.
I don't know what it was. It didn't work. I mean, to be honest with you, and this is the point, though. You talk about Jordan Poole. There's nothing wrong with Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole and Jordan Hawkins, both of those guys being held out, the coach's decision, because, like we said, we could have used whatever Jordan Poole had tonight. We could have used whatever he was going to give. I mean, but if they're holding Jordan Poole out in a potential trade, obviously Yves is not involved in any trade banter if they're playing him 21 minutes and holding out Poole. Poole has been out for the last couple of games because of DMPs. We could have definitely used that. I mean, Trey Murphy tonight was terrible. I mean, he was off. These guys were putting their hands on him. The physicality affected his game big time. He was 3 of 20 from the field. So, and 1 of 3 from downtown. I mean, 1 of 11 from downtown. He had 10 points in 39 minutes of action. Sadiq he was a physical player, but Sadiq shot a terrible percentage too. But he still was able to put up 16 points, 5 of which came off the foul line. He threw in 13 rebounds as well. But we could have definitely used some more scoring from wherever it needed to come from in this matchup. The whole thing about OKC, that's very understood already on the scouting report. That Lou Dort is a guy that will be physical with you, off ball, on ball. He gets away with stuff, and you got to get in the ear of the officials. You got to make it known, and then you got to match the physicality. You got to let them know you're going to match them. And that's the thing about OKC. OKC is not just an offensive juggernaut. They get out there and they play through SGA and that beanpole they got there. What's his name? Colgram. These guys have their own thing going on. But at the end of the day, the Pelicans still have to match the physicality of OKC, which is, arguably the best team. They're the defending champions. And it's a measuring stick game, but we barely, like I said, they didn't get blown, and OKC scored 104. If we'd had a little bit more offensive production in this matchup, we could have flipped the script on them right now. But they own the Pelicans. That's 3 straight wins on the season, and that's the season series right there. They sweep the Pelicans on the year. That's 3-0. That was the final game to get even with them in the regular season. So. That moves forward. But anyway, let's get into the team statistics, man. And do it. That's one of the keys to victory we talked about in the preview. Being physical with OKC. You got to be physical with this team. You got to. You can't let them musk you up without getting physical with them. You got to match them. And then if the referees start calling fouls, that gives you a leeway. We'll call it both ways. We're going to be physical because they did allow a lot of stuff to happen. Then toward the back end, they started giving OKC a lot of foul calls. They didn't give Jeremiah Fears the foul call underneath the rim where Lou Dort fouled him twice, smacked down on him, didn't call a foul. They just wanted to get the game over with, which is wrong. If he fouled him during regulation, you got to call it. They didn't, and then it escalated into a tugging match. And what Lou Dort did was he smacked him, then grabbed him and held him so he don't get the shit punched out of him. So, I mean, this is a common technique. Then everybody got in between, and it became a hold on to you matchup between them and all this kind of stuff. So, anyway, let's get right into the team statistics. The Pelicans tonight shot 34% from the field, 34 of 99 for that percentage. OKC 35 of 87 for 40%. Pelicans shot 10 of 40 from downtown for 25%. The OKC were 13 of 38 for 34%. Pelicans did go to the line 22 times, hit 17, which is 77%. OKC went 21 of 23 for 91%. That's interesting. Pelicans did have 54 rebounds in this matchup. They had 21 offensive rebounds in this game. We talked about the Pelicans improving their offensive rebounds. The last 3 games from the Pelicans have kept them in it. We just didn't have enough offense in this matchup, but they had 21 offensive rebounds out of 54 boards. That is awesome numbers. The assists were even at 25. The Pelicans outstole KC 13-4. They outblocked them 11-9. And once again, for another game, the Pelicans suppressed the turnovers. They only had 9 turnovers tonight, giving up 15 versus the Thunder having 16, and they forced them to have 24. That is amazing. The Pelicans had less turnovers than the Thunder in this matchup. The fast break game, 15-10 Pels way, and the Pels won the points in the paint 44-38 in the matchup. They had a 5-point lead, and of course, OKC as much as 17 a lead in this game. Individually, turning over to it, that the top scorer for tonight's affair was Zion Williamson in terms of the Pelicans. In 34 minutes, Zion finished with 21 points and 11 rebounds with 2 assists. He was 8 of 11 from the field and 5 for 5 from the foul line, plus 4 for Zion. 16 from Sadiq Bey in 33 minutes. 4 of 16 from the field. He was 500 from downtown, 3 for 6, perfect from the foul line, 5 for 5, 16 points, 11 boards, 5 assists, and 2 steals from Sadiq, plus 2 with his production. Trey Murphy, 39 minutes, 10 points for Trigger Trey tonight. He was 3 of 20 from the field, 1 of 11 from downtown, 3 of 5 from the foul line, 5 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, a block for Trey. Offense wasn't there, 10 points, and he was smothered in this matchup. 9 from Herb Jones in 27 minutes. Herb was 3 of 12. He shot 1 of 9 from downtown, 5 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks for Herb. And then of Derek Queen in 26 minutes, he only had 9 points, but he shot 11 attempts, 4 of 11, 1 for 1 from the foul line, 9.7 boards and assists, and 2 steals from the rookie. Off the bench scorer was Yves Messi, 9.6 boards, 4 blocks for Yves in 21 minutes of game. He continues to show up. Jose Alvarado in 20 minutes, 8 points, 3 of 7 from the field. He had a couple of 3-pointers, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, couple of turnovers with Jose Alvarado. 6 from Karlo Mekovic and 2 rebounds, a block, and a steal in 10 minutes of action. 7 from Jeremiah Fears in 18 minutes. 3 of 9 from the field, hit a 3-pointer, 2 rebounds and assists, 3 steals from the rookie. And of course, Peavy got 12 minutes. He did not hit a basket, did not record a stat outside of 2 personal fouls in 12 minutes. And of course, Jordan Poole, the $30+ million point guard that the Pelicans have, could have helped. We could have used 12 points, 13 points, 15 points, anything from Poole. No go DMP tonight because him and Hawkins, I'm telling you, we know they setting them up for a trade. We'll talk a little trade banter after we preview the next matchup. DC, your floor is yours. Don't call him Trigger Trade tonight.
Right. No
Witness protection. It was Dort, man. Dort he has a lot to say about that. Go ahead, DC, floor is yours.
Call him Safety Murphy. Huh? But yeah, man. Looking at the individual performances, really ain't nothing to write home about here. You know what I'm saying? Looking at these guys with the team statistics, it's crazy how close they matched up with everything, man. And it pretty much told the story. The percentage of 34% from the field. That's what cost you the game outside of, all of the crazy ass calls, and one we didn't point out. Q, we broke a record tonight, man. They made history. They called a foul on Herb Jones, right? We challenged it. And for the first time, I've seen the very first team in the NBA half win a challenge.
Half win the challenge.
We half won the challenge. They called a technical foul on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but he actually didn't have an offensive foul, and they still gave Herb a defensive foul, even though Shea punched him in the head. Make it make sense, bro. That's
It
the
just cheat.
epitome of the game to me, man. I mean,
It's just cheating, man, and it's very bad acting by the referees when you got the blessing of the league on your side. They break the rules, they bend the rules, they do stuff that they're not supposed to do, and the league protects them and blames it on them when this the bullshit that go on with the game. If it's a foul, call a foul. There is that was egregious, and when you see stuff like that, that should really force you to go up a degree in physicality. Say, oh, is that what the fuck y'all gonna do tonight? Well, let's watch this. That's my temperament.
I'm not gonna lie, man. For once, because this is usually the story, and we said they should have did that. I do think they tried to do that tonight, man. I seen a lot of intensity out there, man. They definitely was trying really hard, man. They was playing some hellified defense on them dudes, even though everybody was missing shots, but it just wasn't enough, man. We didn't have enough strategy and execution to go with the effort.
Mm-hmm.
On the offensive end. And I mean, you could kind of just say, well, maybe the strategy wasn't that bad because they were getting a lot of good looks. But for the life of me, even when Herb be hitting 3-pointers, I ain't never seen him shoot 9. I don't understand why Herb is shooting 9 3-pointers. I get it, Herb got pride, Herb a dog, and they wasn't respecting him. So he kept shooting. He ain't make not one of them till probably damn near the end of the fourth quarter, I think. But you got to make shots. You got to make shots, man. Individual performances, normally I'll go through everybody, but really ain't nothing to be proud of, man. Ain't nothing all that amazing individually. You seen anything that jumped out to you? Because you always ask me what jumped out to me here.
No, well, no. I mean, the referees had an impact on the game. The physicality of OKC had an impact on the game. Obviously, if you talk about with Trey Murphy is not just going to shoot this terrible percentage on his own. I mean, he was that defense and how they were playing that affected him major league. And we just didn't have another player outside of Zion and Sadiq, offensively speaking, that would rise to the challenge and help us in this game. Like you seen for OKC, it wasn't just Holgram and SGA. It was also Isaiah Joe. He came off the bench and lit the Pelicans up with 17 points. So I mean, we got to have when guys the starting five, and we said this before, when a starting five struggle, they have to have somebody that's going to come off the bench and provide some kind of scoring punch to kind of help them stay in it. You know what I'm saying? All of the scoring can't be totally just thrust upon the starting five. At some point, we're going to need some bench offensive production to kind of keep this thing together. And OKC had guys coming off the bench that actually helped. Isaiah Joe played really well tonight against the Pelicans, and that helped. That assisted in them winning this game. Like I said, Pelicans right now holding talent back. They got assets. We talked about Poole because maybe Poole could help. We could use Poole. He's a bucket getter. Guy averages 17 to 20 points a contest. We could have used that tonight, but they're holding him back for whatever trade package they got him lined up for. So it's unfortunate because maybe tonight we could have snuck one out of OKC. We could have got him. We held them to 104 points. We could have got one out of him, man. So it is what it is. But I still like the fact that the Pelicans didn't just fall off. They had a lot of cheating going on. We seen with Lou Dort and all this bullshit. But like I said, at the end of the day, man, my temperament, my mentality is if I see them doing that, then I would then elevate as far as I can as a team and lock in. And like I said, the physicality end of it from James Borrego, I thought he should have really kind of got, like you said, he should have got a tech. He should have got thrown out the game. He should have did something to let them know you're not going to play with us like this. I'm going to protest you. And if you got to throw me out of the game because of this, then so be it. But, he didn't bust a grape. So we walk out and he commenced them on the effort. But sometimes from a psychological standpoint, your mentor's supposed to be Popovich. Shit, Popovich would do these little psychological games to kind of help jar the team to take the next step. If he couldn't talk him into it, you'll see him fighting off the floor, sitting up there fussing at the referees and all this kind of stuff, and they would throw him out of the game. He'll be bitching and complaining, cussing at him, going off, and then it's up to the team to get the win for him. But we don't see that often here. This team, and sometimes you got to do that. In OKC, we held them to 104. We just didn't have enough offensive production. A lot of cheating was going on, like these funky calls that they was doing. But in the end, man, listen, man, it is simply what it is. And it just lets me know, man, that at the end of this is not our coach. We still need to keep moving on and just keep on looking and find somebody with some physical acumen about them, man, that's going to really go on out, just not talk a mean game, but actually get out there and do it. You all the head coach.
We need somebody rough, man. I think that's the only coach that's going to be beloved by these players and the city, because we've had an organization that's been in disarray, man, where they had no discipline, they had no structure. So you really got to have somebody come in, man, that's a man's man, bro. We need a coach that's an alpha.
You need an alpha.
You can't just be no strategic genius and all of that shit.
No, you got to have all of it, bro.
We need somebody that's really tough, man. Like
right.
They want players that resemble the city. Well, they kind of did resemble the city tonight because they were cold as hell. Everybody cold. But other than that, like you want a tough, resilient, team with some swag. Like, you're not gonna get that under Borrego to me. It's becoming more and more obvious. But I do think he is a good offensive mind, man. I see a lot of sets and different things they do where they get good shot attempts, man, and they have good things going. Like all of the movement they were doing prior to games with Trey. OKC kind of shut that down, although Trey kind of shut himself down too. He couldn't hit no shot when he had
right.
But they were on him tight though.
Yeah.
I think Borrego offensively, you've seen this team improve. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't think our problem is still the same problem we had under Willie Green, man. It's in our confidence. It's in our belief in stuff. It's in our ability to stay disciplined and stick to things, that work. Although Willie Green, his stuff wouldn't work, and he would keep trying to get him to do it, even though it wouldn't work. Borrego kind of the opposite. We find some stuff that's working, and then we switch to something else, and then he'll get back to it, but sometimes it'd be too late. But one set of problems for another, Q. But man, we definitely gonna have to find our coach. We still stuck with Borrego for the rest of the season, man. So we kind of got to see where this goes. I'm kind of curious at this point to see who are we trading Jordan Poole for, and I wonder about the Yves Misi trades and stuff now with the way he's playing. And I mean, they don't look like they're trying to cut his minutes back, right? So
no,
have something lined up for Poole and Jordan Hawkins, because they ain't getting minutes at all.
Yeah, it's quite obvious that I'm looking at DC with the whole
$40 million, Q. So,
I know. Yeah.
My man Jaden said Ja Morant. I mean,
I don't know. They calling that guy a liar about that. They basically, some of the stories coming out of the inside is basically saying that Scoop B dude a liar. They're saying that there was no talks.
He fired back, and he said that what he said is basically the same thing that they saying. Like, they did have a discussion and they got denied. That's what he said.
No, it ain't the same. Them guys saying that they did not have any discussions about Ja Morant. They inquired about him, but they did not have any discussions.
If you inquired about him, you had a discussion about him.
No.
I'll take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
No, they asked about what you want from him, and that's another level of what do you want for Ja Morant versus I got this guy, and this guy. I'm gonna give it to you. No, that's different. Hold on. Before you even get there, let's go to the preview first, and we'll bounce back to the trade talk.
We're only 29 minutes in, man.
Let's keep
this preview. We're gonna get to the preview.
Let's stay on.
What the hell I wanted to say after that?
Well,
But
that's it. But it ain't meant to be said if you can't remember.
it's meant to be said. Just hold on for a second. Hold on.
No, I'm not holding on. We got to keep
Oh, you
on
can't
code
hold
here,
on.
DC.
What you got,
Because
beef?
we got to stay on code here. We got
What's
to
on
show the
code?
right.
Come
That's
on,
right.
man. Let me just wrap this one thing up.
Go
Can
ahead,
it
bro.
be?
That's what I'm saying, bro. You going down there getting, stuff out of the ground, bro. It's messing up your memory, and you can't remember what you're saying. But go ahead, bro. You got the
Man,
flow.
say stuff out of the ground. What you
Yeah,
taking?
you know
Magic
what?
mushroom? You taking
No, I'm
magic
talking about
mushrooms?
close,
What you talking? What
close,
you talking about?
close for you. Close. Keep going. Magic. Yeah, yeah. Keep going. Close.
This man here with cabbage.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Cabbage. That's another name for it.
Emos.
No. Tree
Well,
moss.
man, tree moss. Well, you take the moss off the trees, bro. You can put that on in the bottom of your shoes and then pull toxins out your feet, huh? And more people ain't never tell you about that. Like
Did you
moss
do
tree.
that? Do you got tree moss in your shoes?
Yeah, I done done it before. Yeah, man.
This guy.
Right there at Alderman Park, got me some tree moss. But look, anything anyway. Can it be that they called about Ja and all of that did happen? And if you had that story that come out, wouldn't you try to shut it down because you don't want other teams to believe it? Because if they see what the trade package may be, other people may be coming calling if all that take to get them. So you got another set of sources that say that's bullshit. I'm not saying dude did or didn't, but it's just like, man, I don't believe either side. It's still 50-50 to me.
I'm just saying that
even if it was true, like and the deal ain't going through, they're not going to admit to it. You respond to that, and then we could get to
it's two insiders saying one insider is a guy that's a little bit more reliable than others. What I'm saying, right?
No,
we know
I get that, but they
Right.
said that
That's what I'm
we
saying.
inquired about Ja Morant, so nobody knows officially what the phone call was like in the inquiry. So they
DC,
could have very much
that's
put
a different.
together a deal structure and said something about whoever. Like, why is that so hard to believe? Because
No, I'm not saying it's hard to believe. I'm saying there's a contradiction.
And them say before that they inquired about him. So
It's two different. Okay, let me say it like this: it's two different things happening here. It's one guy saying that it was a proposal that was put together and presented from team to team, and the team turned it down because they wanted a picks that went along with these certain type of players, right? Another guy saying that wasn't the case at all. Okay, so I don't understand what you're saying that they're saying the same thing. That's two different things in my book.
I'm just saying they had an inquiry called about Ja Morant. And calling about him and seeing what it takes to get him, I don't think it's crazy to think that they may have made a proposal or what you guys would y'all take like it's to me it's all
You
fucking
making up
hearsay
stuff
from either side.
Are you making up in between?
Was either one of them on the phone? So it's like
that was
they
not
interested in getting Ja Morant. It's still the same situation to me.
It
as
is
far as
not
how close we are to pulling it off, that shit's still as much as a long shot as we thought it would be.
All right. All I'm saying is it's two reports. I'm gonna present them after and make the case. We already covered the other one
All right,
on the previous
move
stream.
on. Let's move on. You're right.
All right, here we go. Let's go to the next breakdown right here. Okay, here's the preview, family. Finally, DC got off the whack. The tree moss.
I ain't on no tree moss.
All right. Okay, okay. So next one, who we got next? We got the Memphis Grizzlies lined up here. The Grizzlies next matchup. This will be on the 30th, family. So we got 3 days from now, another couple days before we see this team in the Smoothie King Center. 6:30 tip-off time, January the 30th. Pelicans get some home treatment now. The Grizzlies 18-26. We just beat this team not too long ago. That helped start the run of 2-game winning streak that we had. Perhaps we can get back on our 2-game winning streak once again. I remember we lost to this team 5 straight times before we finally beat them several games ago, and now we back in it. And you look at the stats here, and of course they have some talking about some of these guys might be back. They're mentioning that Ja Morant possibly be back for the Pelicans matchup. We'll see what it is and how it will play out. He's supposed to be back for that game. That'll make it interesting. Also, Scottie Pippen Jr., who's dealing with a toe issue, is supposed to be back for that game. Brandon Clark, who's dealing with a calf issue, is supposed to be back for the Pelicans next matchup here on the 20th. I'm sorry, not the. Hold on, that's a long time ago. I'm sorry. Ty Jerome is the only one. The other players I just mentioned, Ja Morant, Scottie Pippen Jr., and Brandon Clark, don't come back until February the 20th. Okay, so those guys out. Zach Edey's out till early March. So Ja Morant's not going to be available. We'll have a banged up Memphis Grizzlies team similar to what we had before. All those timelines coincide with DeJounte Murray supposed to be coming back on February the 20th. I don't know. We'll see what it happens, man. I mean, we'll see how it goes. But if you look at the rankings right here, man, it's 19th in points per game is the Grizzlies. Pelicans at 21. Giving up points is 20th for the Grizzlies. Pelicans at 28th. You can look at the 3-pointers made. They make 13.4 a game. That's 14 middle of the pack. Pelicans at just under 11, which is 29th, almost back of the league. You look at the free throw attempts, the Pelicans are 9th in that regard. That's positive. Free throw percentage is 17th. We got to get that number up. We're a top 10 team in getting fouls. We just got to get to some guns. We got to do a better. They've been doing better in that regard. We just got to keep doing it. The rebounds, the Grizzlies are a top 5 team in the NBA in rebounds and assists, 46.2 and 29.1 respectively. Pelicans less than 44 a game, which is 17th in the NBA, and less than 25 a game in assists, which is 26th in the NBA. The Pelicans also are a team that's a top 8 steal team with just under 9 a game. The turnovers, you can see 14.5, which is 15 versus 15.5, 14.5 versus 15.5, 15 and 24 respectfully. The top 10 team in blocks is the Grizzlies at 5.2. Steals is 25th at 7.7. Pelicans 8.9 in the steal game, 8th in the NBA, 4.5 on the blocks. That's 20th. Of course, like I said, we got a interesting matchup. I don't see why we can't beat this Memphis Grizzly team again to kind of help us get back on the plus side. DC, we got the same people we'll see with Spencer, Cam Spencer running it, Cedric Colbert, Jalen Wells. Adama's going to be back. Yeah, right. So Jock Lundell and all these other guys, G.G. Jackson, Vince Williams, all these guys, Contavious Caldwell Pope, Ty Jerome, of course, will be out, and all the other players we talked about. So in this matchup, going back to Grizzly land for the Grizzlies coming here, can the Pelicans once again get back on the winning side by beating the Grizzlies? I say yes. What do you say?
Yeah, I think so, man. They don't have Ja. We see how things went last game. We back at home. The way the Pels lost tonight, I think they should come out with a little fire and energy, man. They can't possibly shoot 34% again. I think they actually have discovered something with putting Herb in that starting lineup at basically the de facto point guard. Just defensively, what they're able to do with that and what they found with obviously playing Yves more minutes and doing that in conjunction and mixing that up with some of those starters. When Herb off the floor, you're putting Yves out there, man, and defensively is seeming to do something. So facing this Memphis team that doesn't have, a true go-to player, in my opinion, without Ja. I know they have Jared Jackson Jr., and he's solid. He's a guy that can get you 20, but you're not going to have a bunch of games where Jared Jackson Jr. is just going to will the Memphis Grizzlies to a win. So I think we go and we have a similar game that we had last time against them, man, and go ahead and get a win. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Memphis is a very prideful team. Offensively, the way they do things, they are able to get a rhythm and find a way to score on you, even if you are a good defensive team, which I can't really call us a good defensive team just because we've been playing good defense for the last 3 games, but you get what I'm saying. And I think Colin Coward would be the wild card, man. If we weren't able to pull out a victory, it'd either be him or Cam Spencer or somebody like just going off, man. It would take they would have to go nuclear for like 38, 40 points or something. And at least right now, I don't think that's the version of the Pels that's going to show up and allow something like that to happen. So I said we get the dub.
Yeah, I'll say so too. After this game against OKC, man, they come back home. Actually, it's a respectable road trip for the Pelicans, man, to be honest with you. And maybe this can help spark a tougher team going forward, man. We definitely need to pick up as many wins as we possibly can. Pelicans, have no choice. They got to lock in whatever resources they have and see if they can get one of those spots in the playing tournament. I mean, that's all they have to play for. To be honest with you, they don't have a draft pick, so you got to lay it all on the line, man. But anyway, let's kind of pivot to the trade talk, DC, to get back into that. His article right here, this is one of the articles right here to kind of share with the family members. Ja Morant trade speculation for Pelicans get dunked on by Mark Stein. Stein reports the Pelicans are not in trade talks with the Grizzlies involving Ja Morant. And he kind of was very adamant in his article. He talked about the trade speculation surrounding Ja Morant. One rumored destination, however, appears firmly off the table. Veteran NBA insider Mark Stein pushed back strongly this week on reports linking the Grizzlies Grizzlies star to the Pelicans. In a post shared Monday on X, formerly known as Twitter, Stein dismissed the idea that the talks between the two franchises are taking place. One source close to the process tells Steinline that there are no discussions between the Pelicans and Grizzlies on potential Ja Morant deal, despite persistent speculation to the contrary, Stein wrote. Stein expanded on the reporting in his column, saying the search for the confirmed Morant suitor thus continues. The Grizzlies still hope to find a trade partner before the February the 5th buzzer after so much public discourse surrounding Morant's availability. But as we've been saying, Memphis knows it'll be a very challenging sell to its fans to just ship Morant out in Trae Youngish fashion by accepting multiple team-friendly contracts, perhaps the most popular player in franchise history. Young was traded early in this month. We know what happened with that. Stein added that the Grizzlies' asking price remains significant. The Grizzlies are said to be angling for at least one future first-round pick in a Morant deal. Is that out for them? He says, is there out there for them? You guessed it. The next 10 days will tell us. Now, Stein shuts down Pelicans' Ja Morant trade as injury clouds Grizzlies' season. While Memphis continues to feel injuries, Stein was emphatic about New Orleans is not among the teams engaged in Morant discussions. The Pelicans, meanwhile, are said to be on the active side in terms of taking and making calls, with interest in young center Yves Measley only growing. But the messenger was emphatic. No Morant conversation, Stein wrote, just as New Orleans has repeatedly insisted it intends to hold on to in-demand swingman Trey Murphy III and Herb Jones. The trade speculation comes amid a challenging season for Morant, who has been limited to just 18 games. The 25-year-old is currently sidelined after the Grizzlies recently announced he will miss at least 3 weeks with a UCL sprain in his left elbow. He sustained the injury on January the 21st home game against the Hawks and is expected to be reevaluated in early February, they say on the 20th. On the court, Morant averaged 19 points, 7.6 assists, 3.2 rebounds, and 1 steal per game, 40% shooting from the field, and just under 21% shooting from downtown, a career low, although he's converting a career high 90% of his free throws. The scoring average is his lowest since 2021 season, reflecting an uneven campaign marked by interruptions and inconsistency. New Orleans, meanwhile, remains the bottom of the standings. So as you can see right here, DC, Stein is contradicting what's the brother name? Scoop B. Scoop B, whatever Scoop B. Now it comes down to whoever you accept more as a consistent insider. Is it Mark Stein or is it Scoop B Robinson?
Mark Stein, obviously, man.
Okay, there we
he
go.
got more skins on the wall, for sure. And my thing is when I start seeing conflicting reports, I don't think anybody really knows. I just think this is a representation of what they want to be out there. Maybe Scoop B took the bait, like somebody baited him, or he got the information for it to intentionally be put out there. It's all media games at the end of the day. So maybe Mark Stein got a direct line from somebody that's actually a true Pelican source, and they put this out there. Because for whatever reason, let's say they aren't. Or if they were, Would you want everybody to know that you are if the deal ain't been done? No. So, it is what it is at this point. Whether we get Ja or not, I think he'll be moved, man. But I don't know. I could also see a world where they just wait till the offseason because that's just the smartest thing to do anyway. But they got some weird information out about the Memphis owner giving Russia intel. You familiar with that? They're talking about he helped provide intel with Russia for part of the war with Ukraine. So they got some weird shit going on over there. Then there's also another story about the owner was completely unhinged because he told a lady that he was the owner of the Memphis Grizzlies, and she said, "No, you're not. It's Justin Timberlake." So he wanted to go buy back the percentages from I guess the people that got part ownership in the Grizzlies, man. They got some weird shit going on with the owner. So I don't know what to make of that, or if that's you think they would go that far for to have a smoke screen like that to cover up what they're really trying to do with Ja?
No, I don't think so, bro. I would lean more on Stein, what he's saying, because he's more credible in my opinion, And when I reported it the first time I called, I kind of alerted the family members to, I said, listen, family, this is, y'all, he listened to this one and make your own decision, your own determination, because we've had reports by Scoop B before that have kind of sounded a little, suspect. But in the end, when you're dealing with rumors and rumorville and stuff going back and forth, who really knows? You just rely on the ones that have the trusted information that you listen to that usually come through with the game. And that's Stein, that's some of these other guys. But in the end, I would have to lean more toward him because he's broken more stuff and has more of a feel for what's going on. And more than likely, a lot of these people get their information where most credible insiders get their information, from inside the team. There's always a leak, and all these NBA teams is a leak. And these guys are not doing it because they like them. They get paid for leaking. They get paid money for leaking. So they're not going to give them no crappy information unless Scoop B has bad sources. Obviously, if Stein's saying in the hardcore fashion that he's telling people, hey man, there's no trade discussions going on. There is no this, that, and the third. It's not like it's a difference in opinion. That's why I was making the distinction that one guy saying that they're actually a framework for a deal versus one guy saying there ain't no framework at all. That's two different varying interests talking right here, and one more credible than the next. So in the end, February the 5th will come, DC, we'll know. All I know is Jordan Poole and Jordan Hawkins, the two Jordans, are sitting down and not playing at all for us at the end of the day. So those guys appear to be guys that's obviously looking like they're headed somewhere. And DeJounte Murray, he could be in the mix too. Who knows? But as far as this topic, I'm gonna lean on Stein on that, brother. Y'all make y'all determinations in the chat and let me know what y'all think. So it is what it is. But go ahead, DC.
Yeah, man.
And about that weirdness with that owner, never heard that, bro. That's total. That's new to me.
It's out there, man. But I just heard that like today. Like I ain't do no due diligence looking. That could be complete bullshit. But it's a lot of stories. It's a lot of stories out there about the Russia thing, man. That might have something to it. But it's just interesting the timing of it, But regardless of us getting Ja, I don't think really matters. What matters to me is they're not playing Jordan Poole and Jordan Hawkins, bro. So we getting somebody. So if it's not him, who could the Pelicans possibly be getting?
I don't know, bro.
That's the question. We've been linked to Ben Mathurin. I think you would have to take a serious look at
but they won't ease
Sacramento. Yeah, it don't look like we're moving off of Eves.
Nah, I don't think Eves playing his best ball. I don't think that unless they figured something out or they say, hey, man, we're going to keep him or, I don't know. It depends on what the package is. If somebody might want to give some picks and stuff like that for him and make it hard for you to keep him. But he is one of those guys that's outside of the 5 protected guys that Dumas mentioned several weeks ago. the 5
Right.
protected guys, Sadiq Bey and Eve Misi, and it are outside the protected people.
I just think the amount of minutes that they playing them, they probably don't have a trade lined up for them because somebody you had an actual trade lined up for, I don't think you would be, risking them getting injured before the trade if you already got it lined up. Which is weird. The thing we seeing with Jordan Poole is it's obvious that they have something lined up
They got something.
and they're waiting for the other shoe to drop some type of way. Maybe it's a multi-team thing. I would say if we're not going for some type of star, caliber player, man, it almost has to be shooting. If it's not shooting, they need to be some type of 7-footer, or it need to be another big, I would think. Um, Point guard possibly. We have the same problems that we've always had. So talent acquisition is always a thing that I think the Pels should look to lean into. So that's why I'm cool with the John Morant thing, man. Get him shit. Let him ball out if he don't fit or whatever. At least you probably could recoup some value and get something back for him.
Mhm.
You turn them other players that were negative assets into a positive asset. So, as far as Jose, this is one, that's gonna hurt, man. But you can go ahead and read the article on that, and I'll give you my
I
input.
mean, it's pretty. Shout out to Terry Kimball. He penned this one, man. He says Jose is the most likely Pelican to be traded before the deadline, despite the Pelicans' 2-game winning streak. Now let's send it. There's been much speculation about those players who would be names like Herb, Poole, Zion circulating in the rumor mill. One player most likely will be dealt is a fan favorite in Jose Alvarado. Pelicans may have to part ways with their beloved player to secure some draft capital in the future. Reportedly, contending teams like the Knicks and Rockets have expressed interest in the backup point guard's availability. Alvarado went from undrafted guard to a local cult figure for his scrappy play and high energy motor night in and night out. The former Georgia Tech guard signed a 2-year extension last season that included a player option worth about $4.5 million next year. His increased production on the court has other teams taken notice of how he can potentially help them down the road. This season, Alvarado's averaging 8 points, over 3 assists, and 3 rebounds in 21 minutes of action. So Jose may be the odd man out in New Orleans at trade deadline. The Brooklyn native signed a 2-way deal with the Pelicans in 2021, splitting time with the G League affiliate Birmingham Squadron and New Orleans. Alvarado appeared in 54 games in his rookie year, garnering a nickname Grand Theft Alvarado because of his ability to steal the ball. He averaged 1.3 steals per game in his first year in the league before improving his offensive game, especially from the three-point line. Alvarado averaged a career best, almost 38% shooting from beyond the arc during the 23-24 season, while also earning votes for Sixth Man of the Year that season. He would seem like a valuable asset to keep, but the guard room is awfully crowded in New Orleans. The Pelicans acquired Jordan Poole this past offseason to help jumpstart the backcourt's offense. Poole has been inconsistent at best. His massive contract seems unlikely to move before the deadline. I don't know about that. Murray has yet to play a game this season after injuring his Achilles last year, and it's uncertain what his market value is coming off a major injury. Murray may return before the season's end to boost his trade value in the offseason. The Pelicans have started employing a no point guard starting lineup, opting for Herb or Zion to bring the ball up the court to initiate the offense. New Orleans also used the first-round pick this year to draft former Oklahoma Sooner star Jeremiah Fears. With the 7th overall pick, Fears has shown promise offensively this year, averaging 14 points, just under 4 rebounds, 3 assists per game. The 19-year-old won't turn 20 until next NBA season, so he's getting him as much playing time as possible is beneficial for future growth. That seems to leave Alvarado out of the team's immediate future. Compensation for a rival would most definitely come in the form of draft capital. Pelicans do not have a second-round pick until 2030. So recouping a couple of picks during that slot would be ideal for the team. Many of the supporters would hate to see Alvarado go, but New Orleans must do anything and everything to climb back to a level of respectability in the league, even if it means letting go of a favorite like Jose Alvarado. It's just amazing how long Jose's been here, man. And having him, remember we had him and Najee Marshall here. Najee took his money, got paid. He went to Dallas. Jose Alvarado got an extension here. Now his time is up with the Pelicans, and he's about to go. It's crazy work, man. How fast this stuff come and go. So it is what it is. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. We already knew this once they traded Brandon Ingram. Once they didn't re-sign Najee, I already knew Jose was on the clock. Why? I mean, why are you taking all these hometown discounts and after they do all of that, man? I want to get paid now. Go my ass back home. I ain't gotta get y'all a hometown discount. Send me on. So I think New York is probably the team. I think they want him and he wants to be there. And regardless of what we do, man, we need a point guard. And if you don't think we need a point guard, because you keep saying, when we talk about the job thing, I know you ain't with it, but Q, we need a point guard. Jeremiah,
I mean,
it was an awesome steal, and he's running side by side with fucking Zion, and he doesn't pass him the ball, and he missed the layup.
I mean, who's that? Is that on?
A point guard.
Is that on? I mean, if that's the Rook right there, isn't that on Borrego to tell him that, or maybe Zion to command the ball? Shouldn't Zion light the youngster up?
How you gonna light him up during the game? First off,
tell him pass me the damn ball. I'm the man. I'm the $39 million man. Pass me that ball. What you doing?
How we know he didn't say it?
I know he ain't said.
Zion ain't never been.
Zion ain't gonna bust a grape just like his coach.
He's not demonstrative with nothing that he does, man. He probably put his.
I know what he demonstrative about. I'll tell you what.
He just ain't helping us on the court. He go in the back locker room and throw chairs and shit. But you know what I'm saying? Like
whatever he demonstrative about, DC, it ain't helping us on the court. Let me tell you one thing, man.
I mean, Zion, he had the stat line tonight, 21 and 11, bro.
But you gotta let guys know though, man. You got to give Zion the ball, and it shouldn't take the coach. The rookie, if the rookie doing it, he thinking of trying to make the play, but Zion got to say something to him. And I don't think he said nothing to him. No, I don't think so at all. You know that too.
I definitely think he said something.
Oh, he ain't said a damn thing to him. You know that.
I think he said something, but it wasn't what we wanted him to say. Come on, young fella, you got or something like that. But it so you do that shit to something, it'll cuss your ass off. Damn,
I'm telling you, man.
Take you out the game. But Zion ain't like that, man. As far as he's a good dude. He a good dude, bro. So I'm sure he probably said something. But anyway, my whole point is we need a point guard. Jose, it's too many lineups that you can't play him with fears. Like we don't want to pay him. I know he got that player option for 4.5. I mean, he could easily get out of that. I think he could get, some more dollars somewhere else than 4.5. It ain't like 4.5 is a lot of money in the NBA. So your best thing is to go ahead and get off Jose and get the 2 seconds, man. It's gonna hurt. Like Jose, love the mentality and everything he had, man. But we can't make it make sense if we're not winning. If we were a winning team, I mean, Jose could be TJ McConnell, because that's what people compare him to. But without us winning basketball games, man, I need a facilitating point guard here. Somebody with that type of mindset to help basically develop Jeremiah Fears. I don't think he's ever going to be Chris Paul, but you just want him to get better in that area, which I think he is improving, man. I mean, he had 0 turnovers tonight. I know I pointed out the atrocious play that he made, but he made a lot of other good plays too. He had 3 steals, man. He dunked on I don't know who that was flying all over the place. You couldn't even see him. He flew into the camera and shit while Jeremiah was dunking the ball. But hit a few 3-pointers, hit a major 3-pointer in the 4th quarter. So I thought overall he played solid, tonight. Although I'm talking about him not passing the ball to Zion. But Herb Jones is our point guard. Defensively and everything, yeah, it's kind of working. But we still need somebody to man that position, man, because Fears ain't ready to run sets and look for to get other guys going, man. He's a scoring point guard, and he got to get his scoring and stuff together and get his game figured out before he can transition to that side of the game. It's kind of how it looked to me. So I know Ben Mathurin, which is still weird because if we do that, we still need another goddamn point guard. So this is gonna be interesting. Lavelle Brown, Murray, man, DeJounte Murray, he don't want to play for us. I don't know what y'all don't understand about it. He don't want to be here. He don't.
He got to play.
That man want to get.
He got to.
He might have to.
He got to play, bro.
Want to.
He ain't got no choice. He under contract for the next couple of years. He ain't got no choice. He got to play.
He can keep his bullshit going for the rest of the year. He is with Clutch Q. They play all type of games, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying at the end of the day, he's
come back the last 2 weeks of the season or something.
Nah, he got to come back when they say that he's healthy enough to play. He has to play. So he knows he has to play.
So what's the timeline? Because he was supposed to be healthy enough to play January. What was it? January 21st or something.
Yeah, but that was also not what the Pelicans said. That was just a timeline that they give that information to the league to have an idea of what's happening with some of these players. But at the same time, man, I'm telling you that Borrego was asked about him. What did Coach Borrego say? He said that he don't expect him to be in the building till February or next month. I think he said next month. So
it was January 4th. He said that. So we're a month.
He said next month.
We're a month. We're almost a month away from that. It'd be February 4th here in a minute. So what are we going to expect? DeJounte back maybe right after All-Star break?
Perhaps if we have one ETA saying February the 20th, Borrego saying next month, which means February sometimes. I mean, it depends, but I know when they say it's time to go, it's time to go. You can't sit there and say, no, I don't want to go. That don't work like that. And plus, even though he doesn't want to be here, I don't think that's the type of dude DeJounte Murray is anyway. I don't think he's the type of dude that say, oh, I don't want to play at all. You screw y'all. I'm gonna just sit on. I don't think that's the case at all. But it's just, it's one of these situations where you have two $30 million point guards. You have Jordan Poole and you got DeJounte Murray. Ultimately, you'll get back Jose Alvarado about to get traded. So you're going to really actually have what?
Jordan Poole about to get traded.
That's what I'm saying. So Poole, Jose, that's two of them out.
So you're clearing the runway for DeJounte to come back, basically, is what you're saying.
I mean, they can't trade him right now. If he was healthy, they probably would. But I'm just telling you straight up, man, what I see is I don't think I just see it as shit. We'll see, man. It's just a bunch of crap going on with this team, to be honest with you, man.
It's just so many things. It's so weird, bro. It's just so weird. I'm ready for us to just get back to normal basketball, just be a normal team, man. It's always something going on that's just awkward about the Pelicans. We always got these issues, Last year, before we had the team all together, it was just injuries. We just kept dealing with the injury thing, man. Can we just have a normal goddamn year?
It's building as you go. It's like building, adding to your house while you're living in it. I mean, this is what this is. I keep saying the same thing over and over again.
Do they at least have a FEMA trailer out front, Q? Or are they actually living in the foundation?
They living in. They
got tents inside the foundation.
Bro, they're living in the house right now, and the house is it's like half the house don't have power. Half the roof, the house is not roofed. You got some of the back of the house is not. It's just studs. They don't have a wall back there. It's like literal. They've been building a team. As like I said, this is a weird thing. It's not normal to construct like this because the Pelicans did all this stuff in the offseason. They did everything they could do in terms of adding talent with the team that they had. He wasn't allowed to get rid of the coach. Then ultimately, the coach was supposed to be fired a lot earlier. She forced them to hold on to him. By that time, they was in a major hole. Then you get the guy in there. Then he's playing. They doing certain stuff. Guys start getting hurt. Then guys get in and out of the lineup from there up until now. Then we finally healthy now once again. It was 2 points during the season where the Pelicans were healthy enough, but they still was losing games, but they were close. And then guys start dropping off, and then spot wins here or there. Then they come back, and then we go get healthy, and we go 2-1 the last 3 games where you see all these guys healthy at the same time. So it's real weird. And then you know that you don't have the head coach, and that's a big thing. You know, that's a big thing when you have the guy just signed a contract to be here in New Orleans in his first season. He trying to take the team from obscurity and from being a mediocre team into competing regularly. He makes some bold moves in the draft. He gets 2 really talented young players. He gets some solid veterans to add to the team, like Sadiq Bey and Kevon Looney and Jordan Poole. And now you trying to package them guys and ship. Now you got Poole going out. You just brought him in. Now he a chip to be leave. You got Jose Alvarado you want to be able to use and get him out. All this kind of stuff. So it's weird because you're trying to build a team without the coach. I know Borrego is not going to be the coach. He's going to be fired at the end of the year. It's difficult and crazy to build a team this way. Trying to build a team for whomever you're going to get to be the coach to come in and then say, hey, man, here you go. Now, a lot of times good coaches want to pick their own damn people. A lot of times they don't want a complete team put together. Here you go, take these people and win with it.
Players, they pick about 3 or 4 of them players, and then everybody else kick rocks.
That's the point. That's what I keep saying. It's like, man, this is weird roster construction, but the reality is this: the man doing what he can do, with what he's given, and it's real weird because you got coaches that. Some of these players that's coming, they're talented, but they don't respect what's going on. Like you got some of this bull crap losing coach mentality. I mean, Jordan Poole comes from Golden State. They got coached up well out there. These guys played at a high level. He was a serious
2 seasons in Washington where they was
I'm talking
worse losers than us.
Yeah, but I'm saying before he even got that money, or before he even got to Washington, he learned then Golden State. He came up through that system. So, I mean, he learned some quality basketball because they were playing at a high level there. Then he gets shipped to Washington. The first year, he had to acclimate. The second year, he was balling. I mean, come on. He was balling out there. He gets shipped down here, anticipating that he'll be starting for the team, in which, he had a few starts, and then they benched him. Willie Green put him on the bench. And you know, when you got a $30 million player, I never heard that before, to be honest, which you'd have multiple $30 million players coming off the bench, but to have a guy coming off the bench for a rookie. And Jordan Poole didn't like that at all. At first, he was cool with it when Borrego was doing it because they were winning. Then when they started losing, then all that shit fell off. See, winning will subside a lot of that stuff. But in the end, Jordan Poole is cool with being traded because he don't want to sit behind a rookie. He's making $30 million to be a starting player. And it's kind of weird. You bring him in, and now you got a coach who don't know what to do with him. I mean, Borrego's supposed to be the point guard whisperer. Couldn't do nothing with a guy that can get you 17 to 20 points a game if you give him consistent minutes. These are rhythm players. You can't give them 18 here, 15 there, 10 minutes there, 12 minutes there, and expect the guy to come out and be. A lot of these guys are rhythm players. You got to give them consistent minutes so they can figure out what you're doing and play a line. But it just didn't work. Now we got to move him out, get another asset to bring in here. We still got a guy that's hurt. We need to get him up off the team. All this stuff. And all that while you don't have a credentialed resume coach with a championship experience that can earn the respect of the team to take them to the next level so they can believe in them. I mean, a coach, this guy, I mean, I like Borrego. Borrego is he's not a visionary coach. He's a strategic, smart basketball coach that understands where you need to be. He's a good communicator of talent, but he doesn't have a resume. I mean, he's set under some other guys, but what has he accomplished on his own? Nothing of work to earn respect.
Man, hold up. I ain't gonna let you do Borrego.
Man, I'm just telling you the truth, dog.
Man, he got Devontae Graham to be the runner-up for the most improved player behind Brandon Ingram. Man, that was a goddamn shit. That was a hell of a coaching job, man. Because we had to spend 5 second-round draft picks to get off that dude. Once he got to our team, he basically convinced David Griffin to give Devontae Graham that big-ass contract. You remember that shit?
All right.
Man, Borrego or Maestro when it comes to some shit. But when you was talking about that house analogy, Q, you kind of brought me back to Katrina, man. When we came back to the city, and you had people doing that. They was putting their house together while they was living in it, And I know a lot of the people was doing that. Q, that house ain't never get fixed right.
It can't.
Never get fixed.
You can't fix no house
When
right
they
with
was
you
living in
in
it and working on it, oh man, that shit.
Man,
All they still. It was like 15 years later. They still got tubs and shit in the box in the house and things that didn't get put up, cabinets that didn't get put up and shit. Man, it don't ever get built right when you do it like that, man. So that's kind of depressing because that looked like what we're about to go through.
it's
If we
definitely.
get a good coach in here, man, he could round out the majors.
You need a guy that can go anywhere and win anywhere, and they got some of those guys available because a good basketball coach can go anywhere and win because his strategy and his knowledge on how to build things. He gets that respect. He knows how to communicate with the players. He has roles for each player. He explains the roles to each player and gets them to buy in. Plus, if he a championship and credentialed coach, then he gets that by default. And that is what I'm saying for you. And that's the challenge that Dumas has to get ownership to understand is, look, I'm a championship player. I won 2 championships as a player. I won one as an administrator. I'm in the Hall of Fame. In order for me to get my equal, so to speak, on the floor, because for him to be successful, he has to have a head coach to match what he's talking about. That guy has to have championships too, so they can see the vision. So I got a VP that knows what it takes to get to the promised land as a player and an administrator, and I got a coach that been to the promised land. It has to reverberate through the entire organization. Once we get that, then you'll see things change because players will buy in. The culture would then flip because you got guys that understand what it takes to win championships, and that's the key to it. And that's the factor. So we have to have that part completed when the off season comes. And then when you get that guy, then they can work together to construct the team in a way where he can make them win. That's what I'm talking about. That's how it doing this stuff here, this back kind of stuff and this type of thing. You can't get the guy to buy in. He don't know what rotations to run. He moving this guy in here. It's still not where it's supposed to be. It's too much flux going on where you're supposed to have at least some level of stability in your front 5. It's too much flex going on, right? It's too much. And the problem is coming off the bench. You don't have enough scoring power. There's not enough. It's not a lot of stuff coming off the bench. The minutes are too flux up and down. There's no continuity, no harmony there, no synergy. So whatever you get, so it's just not a good philosophy. It's not a good way to build a team. Now, let me ask you this. How many games are the Pelicans out of the play-in?
Oh man, it's too many to worry about, man. Why are we concerning ourselves with that shit?
Just asking a question.
We need to revisit this conversation after the All-Star break.
How many games are they behind?
Hold on, let me check, bro.
Is it like 10 games? Is it over 10? Answer that in the chat, fam.
Depressing that shit here.
How many games are they out of the play-in? Got to be at least 9 or 10 games.
Yeah, they bought 9. 9 games out.
Yeah. They're 9 games out?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and we got competition. 9 games out, and you're only realistically going to be able to chase that 10 seed, and you got to bump out the Clippers. The Clippers and
Jaden said it's 11 games.
It's 11 games out the 10 seed.
That's a lot, man. It's double digit. I knew it was 8 or 9. Jaden said it's 11. So, man, that's crazy work.
I mean,
anyway,
we got 21 wins, man. We got 12 wins, so I don't know. But the game's back 15.5. So yeah, I guess my man Jaden is right. It will be 11 because we got more losses than that I'm not accounting for. Yep. So 11 games. That's a lot to make up, bro.
Yes, indeed.
In 30-something games. So, do you really want to see this team get to the play-in?
I mean,
I know we want to increase our chance.
That's all they can do.
We want to get up with the standings, but if what I'm saying right now in this exact unit and everybody that we have, they got to the play-in, they're gonna lose, man. I don't see them winning in the play-in. They might lose. They're gonna lose that. Well, they're only gonna get that one game. So,
We'll see, man. That's all they can
Zion
shoot
could get a miracle out of Zion or something. You win the game, but
for. I mean,
that's all they shoot for. But they
that's
have
all they
they
can shoot
gotta
for, bro. Then
change.
if
They
that's
gotta
all they
change
can
the
shoot for,
team.
that's what I want.
They would
I
have
mean,
to
they
change
are.
the team to make that
Yeah,
happen.
they are. That's the purpose of the trades. I mean, we'll see what the trades are. I mean, is there a couple of trades? We know they're going to be at least one trade for the deadline. I mean, Jordan Poole being set down for a reason. They're working out something. We know Jose Alvarado is definitely going to be traded. So that's at least two trades you're looking at. Jordan Hawkins look like he's going to be thrown in the mix as well. So you look at that plus whatever they're going to do in the offseason. They're not done. But perhaps whatever they feel like they can land, maybe some scoring off the bench to kind of help out. You made mention of another big or perhaps a point guard. I don't know what they're aiming for, but we'll see what Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver got up their sleeve, man. Maybe it'll be enough to help spark the Pelicans to at least get close to that, man. Because there's plenty of games they just got. I mean, they got there's plenty of games. If they keep playing like what they played over the last 3 games, even though we lost to OKC, bro, I'm gonna say this and turn it over to you. Even though we lost to OKC, even though they lost to OKC DC, the way they played over these last 3 games, if they just play with that level of play, like that toughness, that grit, they'll win the majority of the games that they're in. Because we'll get some of these other games that we'll play teams that's not on that level. Games we were supposed to win with against teams that we were better than but lost because of foolishness. If they can maintain this, they'll win the necessary amount of games going forward. That's all I'm concerned about. I know they'll never get back to 500. That's impossible. They don't lost too many games. But in the end, all they do have, they don't have the draft to look forward to. All they can hang their hat on is winning one game at a time and see if they can shrink the lead, the play-in lead, to at least get an opportunity to play there. That's all they can hang their hat on. They got to play for something outside of pride and a paycheck. That's all they have. But go ahead, bro.
Let me see. Now you know what? Don't worry about it. I ain't going back. Let's just go ahead and get on up.
All right, there it is. So DC can get to his Irish moss or whatever he got. All right. So anyway, shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all for being in this stream. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show. Hold up, DC. I'm into the show. I'm into the show, DC.
On second thought, Big Q. What the pounds that them hopium going for now these days, bro?
Why would we need that, bro? What we need the hopium for?
Because you around here getting people high right now.
I'm not getting nobody high on nothing. I'm saying if they can play like what they played.
I was trying to get, because I was waiting to see if you was gonna plug it. If you was gonna plug your hopium and your wrap up, and you didn't.
I'm not usually the one that plugs the hopium, DC. That's usually you.
I mean, you hustling that shit, dog.
You the guy that usually been on that hopium.
Hustling that shit, boy.
What because I said if they can play like they did, how's that? How's that selling hopium, bro?
Man.
How's that selling hopium?
Spoken like a true hopium dealer himself.
Nah, I'm just asking you, how's that hopium, bro?
Every day I'm hustling.
All right. So with that being said, man, we're gonna get ready to get out on that. I appreciate y'all. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We're gonna keep an eye on these trades, fam, these rumors and all this kind of stuff. And we will update you a PPR update between the game. And of course, y'all be looking out for the preview redo tomorrow. With that being said, man, we out of here. Much love, peace, and go Pels.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network. For all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican ever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat. I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dang late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never. Say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with thewhodatdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit thewhodatdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below, or